Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the fourth time I'm recording this. I think I finally have all my thoughts in order. I'm just going to grip it and rip it, friends. So if you're ready to hang out, figure out what we're going to do to lead up to Annihilus over the next 9 months of this game to a year, come on, join me. We're going to jump in with what we can pretty much guarantee we've discovered and figured out up to this point, and what we are kind of still working on. So first and foremost, starting in April, so I believe this starts next week with the launch of Professor Xavier, it starts the age of Annihilus, piggybacking off of that story. April, May, June is going to be our first 3-month chapter. From there, chapter 2, July, August, September, then 3, October, November, December, and then finally the Annihilus Unlock chapter, which is the same period we're in now, January, February, March, and maybe a little bleed into April, depending on how things work in the game. So first and foremost, let's jump right back to the web browsers here. I want to get you guys on what our next big character is going to be, but we need to catch up on who Annihilus is first. So not to beat too much of a dead horse, because I know every content creator this week is going to come out with Annihilus content, but what you need to know about Annihilus. Annihilus is an interdimensional being from the negative zone who uses the cosmic control rod. Yes, we're going to be kids about it. No, I don't care. Anywho, he has been a pretty major Marvel villain for a long time. He deals with a lot of hero teams like the Fantastic Four. He's there with Silver Surfer, Galactus, Adam Warlock, and who I feel is going to lead into our first character that's going to guide us through this saga, which is going to be Wendell Vaughn and/or Phyla-Vel's Quasar. Now, the reason I feel like Quasar is going to be our big new unlock, we already have Adam Warlock. Maybe we can get a new updated sweet skin for Adam Warlock. That'd be free to play maybe. But if you're talking about characters that you're going to want to unlock free to play, something that you're not going to have to mind giving the character probably away for free later on to catch people up, Quasar is one of those characters, whether they go Wendell Elvis Vaughn, which makes a little more sense with Annihilation, but if you get into the comics for Annihilation, Wave, and Conquest, and other later iterations of the story, it becomes Phyla-Vel. Basically, Quasar uses the quantum bands, those awesome things on his wrist there, to traverse space, time, galaxies. He's part of, again, Project Pegasus. We're going to go, again, real brief overview. If I misspeak on certain little things, we'll come back to it if you guys want to see it. But you should just notice Project Pegasus. That's a pretty big deal in Marvel Strike Force with the multiverse stuff. The Korean Shi'ar War. There's some Maximum Avengers. You've got Realm of Kings, which is a pretty big story. I mean, Quasar's all over the place, and this is just the male version. The person in that capture at the beginning of the video that still could be Phyla-Vel. They had the late 80s butch cut, which was awesome look for Phyla-Vel Quasar. I was A-okay with that, but Phyla-Vel's kind of already in the game, so we'll see what happens going forward. Next up, we were talking about the Beast Face looking guy, right? We were talking Beast Face Man here for chapter 2, and that led me to thinking of a team while I was going to go through the affiliations of Annihilus, called the Tianans. Now, these were kind of like beast creatures, like Lion-O, kind of adjacent, and they're part of the negative zone. They just kind of lived in the same realm, but this is where we get Blastaar, who I'm pretty sure is that awesome beast legendary character. Again, just kind of blowing through things, part of Annihilation, kind of ties in. Fantastic Four, X-Men, right? There's lots of fun stuff that we can see here in the next year that kind of ties the Cosmic and Annihilation Wave universe of Marvel together. So it would surprise me if we don't see something on Blastaar. Now, Blastaar, from the negative zone, young Balurian, he exhibited an insatiable hunger and control for dominance, gifted with immense abilities that surpass those of his peers. He quickly rose to the prominence among his kind. With a cunning mind and a will of iron, Blastaar swiftly ascended to the position of ruler, cementing his authority over the planet Balur. Under his reign, the planet became a place of oppression and fear. Sounds like we're going to put him on a villain team with Annihilus, right? They get Fantastic Four comes in, saves them. It's very much a villain character. But if we're starting with Quasar, right, whomst is a hero, no matter which version you go with, it could be very interesting to see the Tianans and Blastaar as kind of like this epic confrontation villain minion race to fight, kind of like we're seeing right now in the game with the throwaway vampire characters that hopefully they never make us unlock, but are kind of cool to just have in the background as you're playing as these minion-esque characters. It doesn't look like we're going to have another great set of images here. Again, Doctor Strange, Fantastic Four. This is the 90s comics cartoon show one that everyone's probably familiar with from the Avengers show. But our last two heroes, we could be getting a new Nova, which I don't think so. It could be also a new Star-Lord, very heavily involved in that. There also is another character that I'm having trouble finding. It has something to do with like the universal atom essence. It's kind of like the Green Lantern, but a singular thing. It's not the Nova Force. It's something else. So if you think of that, please leave it in the comments so I can make a whole other video just on what that could mean for Marvel Strike Force if they bring it to the game. But more than likely, we're either going to see a new form of Nova, whether it's Richard Rider or his younger cosmic brother that is known as Robert Rider. And their Talon R, I think, is their name. Yeah, Talon R, Robert Rider, Earth 616. They're just a cosmic character. I don't know much about this character. I don't think this is going to be their last legendary. I think we're much more in line for something like a Nova. It's not Captain Atom. Gosh darn it, that's going to chat my behind, guys. But that being said, I think he is probably the last character it can teleport into like any different body. Please leave it in the comments so I can create another video just straight on that character, because that would be a perfect lineup for a legendary character. But it wouldn't surprise me if we get some more Nova stuff for this. I would be actually pretty hip to see a whole Nova core. If you guys want, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe we'll make a prospective Nova core video, like what kind of cool, interesting characters that we could be seeing coming up with this Annihilation build-up. These new teams, things that they've kind of already got in the game that support those theories. But as always, friends, I hope you had fun coming and hanging out on the channel today. We gripped it and ripped it. That was a one and done, friends. If you had fun and enjoyed this kind of content, please make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us over on Twitch as well. It's free for you. It's a lot of fun. We stream Marvel Strike Force, DC Dark Legion, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Pretty much any new mobile game like Monopoly Go, that it's a lot of fun. We try to make tutorial and fun, informative content. So if that's your kind of bag, please feel free to drop by the channel, drop those free follows. It really helps us out. And if you disagree, if you think there's some different characters that might be our next 9 months of grind in Marvel Strike Force, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. Again, I am very confident on chapters 1 and 2. I am not affiliated with the game in any way. Behind the scenes, so this is just good gut instinct being a Marvel and a comic book fan, especially of this era. But let me know who you guys think Chapter 3's legendary might be. I think there's this Atom character, might be when they inhabited Star-Lord. I'm really having a hard time struggling, and I was having a hard time finding something. So let me know who you guys think is going to be the big character for Chapter 3. And if you want to see some more speculation content like this, let me know down in the comments below. But as always, friends, thanks for coming out. Long days, pleasant nights. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in the next one.